Everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel after a short hiatus. But we're back, and we're back with a good one because those of you who have been following me on Instagram and TikTok during this time will know that I have made a big decision to sign up to an Ironman. And I find it really funny because I was obsessed with this YouTuber called Natasha Ocean, and she used to do Ironman, and I don't think I was ever really appealed by it. I used to watch her videos and be like, wow, that is amazing, but I don't really know if I want to do that, and that is just so beyond out of reach to me that I can't even comprehend me ever actually being able to do that. But I essentially watched Marcus complete Ironman Wales back in September last year, and I was just in complete awe the whole day. I've never been to a triathlon event, I've never been to an Ironman event, I've only really been to running events, and I hope this doesn't come across badly, but all running events I've been to, whether that is a half marathon, a marathon, 10k, 5k, I've always come at them from the point of this doesn't really scare me that much because I'm able to do this or have done this before. I love the atmosphere of running events. I think they're so positive, you get such a buzz off it, and every time I go to them I'm like, this is why I love running, for these moments, these events, all this kind of thing. But they don't scare me, they don't frighten me. I don't think I wouldn't be able to do it. But when I was watching Ironman Wales, I was just in complete awe, but I was also thinking I couldn't do this right now. I couldn't just go into the ocean and swim 3.8 kilometers. I couldn't then just get on a bike and cycle for 180 kilometers, and then to top it all off, run a marathon at the end as if it's just a sprinkling of dusting, as if it's nothing. So yeah, I was just in complete awe of the whole event. It actually gives me shivers thinking about it. It was just amazing, and I was so proud of Marcus. I was sobbing at the end. Again, that's the thing, it's the atmosphere. When people were crossing the finish line, I didn't even know the people that were crossing the finish line, but I was invested. And there would be people's parents, cries across the line, and it was just such a magical experience that I just felt I wanted to maybe see if I could do this. And like I said, people were crossing the finish line, their parents were crying. I was then crying because the parents were crying. There was so much emotion, and I'm just wow, this is just next level, these kind of events. And the only other time I felt like that was before I signed up to my 110 kilometer ultra last year, because I did 50 kilometers the year before, and I was there on day 2 and people had just completed day 1, and again I had that same feeling. I was I can't do this right now, but I'm in complete awe of these people that just managed to do it. And then I was this time next year I'm coming back and I'm doing 110. Yeah, I don't know if that's part of that thing for me that's being able to prove to myself I can do it, and then being able to do these things that I never thought that I could ever do. But I do just think it is amazing how you can train the human body to compete in these events. Another thing as well is I watched Marcus do all of his training. He trained for 5 to 6 months solidly. He put in the work, he put in the graft, but he started at nothing, albeit he did have a background in rugby and strength, so he didn't start from zero, but he wasn't from an endurance background. So watching him train for that and being able to do that, I think I was just so inspired by the whole thing. So I thought, I'm gonna give it a go and see what I've got. So that's what we're here, that's what we're doing. I signed up to Ironman Italy, which is at the end of September. It's a full distance Ironman, and it's completely out of my comfort zone. I have not swam since higher PE in school, and the time before that I swam was when I was doing my lessons in primary school. You know, when you got the little badges, you got the auto badge, and then you'd get something else and you pass the next level. That's where I'm currently at. And the last time that I swam in school, I was taught about ice cream scoop technique, which was when you made your hand like an ice cream scoop and you scoop the water. It was scoop it, eat it. I can't remember the next bit, something about scooping it again, eat it. Apparently that technique is dead, and that is actually not even true anymore. So thank you to who made that up and taught everyone how to higher PE the ice cream scoop technique, because that's ingrained in my brain now and you've messed me up. but I've also never been on a road bike. The last bike I had was my Barbie bike, and it had streamers out of the side, the handlebars, and the little like giblets on the wheels that went. So that's where I'm currently at. Obviously my running's fine, but I will still need to keep the volume there alongside adding these other elements in. But I'm excited. I'm excited to be a beginner again. I'm excited to just learn and, you know, dabble in all these elements and just get good at them and learn how to get good at them. People who, you know, are great swimmers and are great cyclists, please let me know all your advice and everything that you can transfer on to me, because I am a complete beginner. I'm not going to sit here and say that I know anything, because I don't. But hopefully this will be nice for you guys to come along this journey with me and see and learn, and just if you're interested as well, because this is what the journey would look like. And if you're from a starting point like me, it's okay to be a beginner, and my swimming speeds and my cycling speeds are not going to be fast. They're going to be very beginner, because that is what I am, and I need to just accept that. The other element to add into the mix of this is I'm currently in Bali. So me and Marcus are traveling and living in different places around the world up until May. So we're currently in Bali, in Uluwatu, and we have just come from Canggu, where some of this is filmed. Just out here enjoying life, but some of our runs and things have to be on the treadmill, because running in Bali is no joke. If anyone has tried to do it before, the roads are crazy, it's so humid, and it's just a different ball game. So we've been doing a lot of our runs on the treadmill. Pools, we've just kind of tried to find what pools we can find, and then cycling, I've just kind of been on Concept 2 bikes in the gym. But yes, essentially I am going to be taking you all along this week for a week of my workouts. This was my first week training for an Ironman, and it was tough. I was quite tired, and I think I did a total of 10 hours, which is a lot. I do have a coach for my swims, my cycles, and kind of adapting runs a little bit off what he gives me, / changing things if I feel the need to. I'm doing my own strength. So yeah, that's kind of what my training will look like. I'm going off everything he kind of tells me, especially with my cycling and swimming, because it's completely new to me. John, who is my coach, he's very old school. He's very simple, and you know, the things that increase each week will just be like an extra round or adding this onto it. He has done Ironmans in the past, and he has coached many people to do Ironmans. He's not on Instagram, he's not on social media, but he helped Marcus get to the finish line, and I just thought, he's my guy too. So yeah, that's everything from me. I hope that all makes sense, and I hope I've not talked for too long. Join me for a week of workouts, and I hope you enjoy. Catch you on the other side. Okay, so today is day one of Ironman training, which I'm very excited about and very nervous about. I have a lot of testing things to do this week, just to see where I'm at with my running, my cycling and my swimming. And when I first looked at the running testing, I was like, oh, I really don't want to do this, because it's like a 20-minute max effort run. And to be honest, I never really test myself, because I don't enjoy going at my flat out pace. But then I'm like, Sophia, you literally get your clients to test themselves at least like 3 to 4 times a year to see where they're at with certain things. So you need to suck it up and just do it, because it's important for your coach to know. So I'm going to do that this week, and they will all be set as I guess my benchmarks for my running, my cycling and my swimming. I got the last one there, good job. And I guess my coach will be able to give me more specific paces to hit, so he'll be able to push me more in those aspects, which is obviously what I want. I want to improve. I obviously dabbled a little bit, those who follow me on Instagram and TikTok, I dabbled in a little bit of the elements last year, so I just kind of got myself in the pool, I got myself on some walk bikes. I'm still not got an actual road cycling bike, I will get one. So I definitely don't feel like uncomfortable doing them now, which is a good thing, but I'm definitely not good or anywhere near where I need to be and still a complete beginner. So there's so many things I'm going to learn through this, there's so many things I'm going to pick up, and then also kind of merging the three together so that I know they work together. So yeah, this morning I'm going to do a strength session, and luckily my boyfriend Marcus is actually training for an Ironman too, which makes this thing 10 times easier, because I sometimes think that if I was, say, training twice a day one day and he wasn't, I might be less likely to do it. And also I'd probably rather spend time together than do a double session. But because we're doing it together, well, he's doing a different one than I am, it just kind of means that it fits together in our schedules. So full body gym session this morning, because I'm not dropping my strength throughout this. I want my strength to still keep as strong as I can, because I don't want to get injured, and I think it will just massively help all of the other elements as well, especially from my PT brain this morning. And then in the evening I think maybe a swim, and if I do the swim, I will probably do the test swim, which I believe is 400 metres as fast as I can, and then 200 metres as fast as I can. So yeah, I'll take you along, and I'm excited. But first up, I'm going to have some granola and Greek yogurt before the gym. So this is breakfast this morning, which is blueberry Greek yogurt, and then we've got some chocolate vanilla granola on top, and then I'm going to have a little coffee. Pick these up from the shop. This is a biscuit coffee, which anything biscuit I'm like is Biscoff. So I'll give you a review how this is, but we have been obsessed with these little cans for breakfast. Today's swim is a test swim. So we have got a 600 metre warm up, which, to be honest, I am probably going to be doing about 200 metres, because I'm just such a beginner swimmer, and 600 metres is like an endurance swim to me. So I'll be doing 200 metre warm up, which is 8 lengths, I think. 8, yes, 8, and then it is a little bit of a rest, and 400 metres at your best effort, then 200 metres at your best effort. I think this swim test is kind of like the equivalent of testing your 5k time, because it seems to be kind of what I've read is a good baseline test. I also think I actually only have one swimming speed, so it doesn't really matter if I'm warming up, if I'm doing 400 metres at my best effort or 200 metres at my best effort. I think they'll all be the same pace. I don't currently tumble turn. I'm just going to do front crawl to the best of my ability, and we will just leave it as that. But yeah, we found a pool that's just a couple minutes from us, so we will go check it out. Of us in the gym. For our second session today, we were going to do a 10k easy run, and basically, like, on the plan we also have a test run to do as well. And then Marcus was just like, I'm just going to do the test run today, and then whatever Marcus is doing, I'll just be like, well, I want to do that too. Because I know that it'll just be harder to do alone. So we did the test run, and we both got PBs, which I'm so buzzing about, because I actually haven't got a PB since 2020, since I was absolutely banging out the 5Ks in lockdown. But yeah, 21:06 I think was my official time, 21:07, and Marcus got sub 20! Very red. You can see if you like.
You did so well. It's pretty tough because, like, we've been away travelling, so
yeah,
we didn't probably expect to run as fast as we did.
Hello everyone, how are we? From a very sleepy me, but I'm feeling really good from yesterday's results. Obviously a lot of testing, and I'll put the results of what I got on my swim and my run here. Obviously you'll be able to see from these results I'm definitely a stronger runner than swimmer, which was what I originally said, but do you know what? It's good to have weaknesses, because I always think with weaknesses it's literally things you can work on that are free information that's been given to you. Obviously for me it is a whole discipline in an Ironman, so it is a little bit of a different story, but we've got stuff to work on and I'm excited to see swimming progress over the next kind of couple of months. So today we are actually going back to Ubud, which was the place I said was like an hour to an hour and a half away. We're going to go quad biking and then we're going to come back, hopefully be back by like 1 p.m. It's currently not even 6 a.m, so we've got plenty of time, and then hopefully get some movement in the evening. We're thinking maybe a swim, which would probably be more of like a slow, steady endurance swim rather than any testing. If not, probably a gym session instead, but whatever I do, we'll let you know and we'll take you along as much as I can, and show you some of the quad biking today as well, because I know I've not really been showing too much activities. So yeah, that is the update for me. Hello, how are we? I realise this is the weirdest angle ever, but my camera's currently on charge. I love these Sony cameras, but if anyone has any advice, the charge doesn't last that long, so if anyone's got some tips on how I can make it last a little bit longer, let me know. I didn't know whether it would be worth getting a new battery and then just having two and switching them over, but that might not even be a thing. But I thought I'd just give you a little summary of my past couple of days of training and what that's kind of looked like. So I can't remember the last time I updated you guys. I think it was maybe on Wednesday. I did 60-minute steady state cycle. I think I got about 21 kilometers. I was using like a Concept 2 bike rather than a watt bike, so I think probably would have got a bit more on a watt bike / an actual bike, but that was nice and chilled. Then on Thursday, another swim. So that's my 2 swims of the week done, and I honestly think like swimming for me is going to be that thing that is the hardest element. It just is, because I mean, me speaking it into existence probably isn't helping, but I do just find swimming really challenging. And it's so funny because, for example, like my swim that I did on Thursday morning was 1 kilometer, which, say for example, my session for the running day was 1 kilometer, I'd be like, easy, no problem. But when it comes to swimming, it's an absolute marathon. And I did have one friend at school who used to be part of that 5 a.m. swim club. Her name was Laura, and her MSN name was SwimGirl98, which we will never let her live down. I think it'll definitely get mentioned at her wedding. But she used to wake up at 5 a.m. every day and go swimming, and when I'm in the pool I just think, why didn't you wake up with Laura at 5 a.m. and join this 5 a.m. swim club? So major regrets, I would say, if anyone says what's your biggest life regret moment, currently right now I would say not joining the 5 a.m. swim club at school. But yeah, I feel like there's lots of things to work on with me. I think definitely my technique, and I find that I get good rhythm with breathing, but then I also find that I'll panic in moments and I'm like, you can't really breathe right now, and then I'll be like and gasping for air. But yeah, anyway, Thursday morning I did 1,000 meters. I did have a little bit longer to do on my plan, but honestly that felt like the biggest amount I could have done. And I did stop 3 times briefly as well, just to have a little moment, talk to myself. And it's funny because like I was swimming back in December, January time, and I really built it up. Like I got a 1,900 meters. I was gonna say all out effort, but a continuous swim, like I didn't stop, a steady state, I think at like a 2:18 pace, if I'm right. But now I did 1,000 meters, I stopped 3 times and my pace is a 2:32. And like I would love to come on here and be like, that's my slow swimming pace, but that is just my swimming pace. So I'm just gonna embrace it, and I'm gonna take you guys along for the journey and going from a complete beginner swimmer to hopefully much better by the time Ironman Italy comes up. So yeah, so that's what I did on Thursday, and then Friday morning we did a sunrise hike. We ended up getting up at 1 a.m. I do have clips on my phone which I'll put in if I've not already, but we ended up getting up at 1 a.m. and we had to drive there, so I think it was like 3 a.m. by the time we got there. Started the hike at 3:30. So yesterday, I just feel like was the weirdest, longest day of our life, and we were just so tired. And in my head I was thinking you should probably go to the gym and do a 10k because you need to get your weekly mileage up to 50k. But honestly, the thought of that, I was just so fatigued. So we just had a chill day, went out for a nice dinner, and now we are going to do run 2. This is only run 2 of the week for me. So I'm going to do 20k on the treadmill. I'm going to do some kind of intervals during it. And then we are off to Girly tomorrow, which is a smaller island off of Bali, just part of Indonesia. Because Bali are actually having a silent day tomorrow, which means you have to kind of like stay at home. There's no like electricity, no 4G. You have to turn your lights off. Huh? Oh, sorry, it's silent day on Monday. You have to stay inside, and we basically were like, is it worth it for us to maybe stay here? Could we maybe go somewhere else for this period of time so we don't have to stay inside all day? Just because in our brains we're like, okay, we have to stay inside all day, at least we can maybe do a whole day of working and get really ahead of it. But if the Wi-Fi is turned off and the 4G is turned off, we'll literally just be sat here like lemmings. So we're going to go off to Girly for Sunday and Monday. So I'm going to do my long run on Girly. The 20k I've got to do or over. I actually think Girly is only 6.5k around the whole perimeter. So it'll be a very interesting run. But again, I will take you along and update you. And also, just as a side note, the reason my running volume is so high just now is because I'm actually, so many flies in here, I'm actually doing Edinburgh Marathon as well as Ironman Italy. So my running in my head is a little bit more of a priority, even though it shouldn't be because that's my strongest. But yeah, so far this week, done 1 cycle, 2 swims, a run, and we'll get 2 more runs in, and then gym session. That was so hard. I'm literally dripping with sweat. That was harder than last week. But I did do more like paces, so I basically have like a marathon pace that I want to hit in May, which would be quite a big PB if I was to get it. So during that 20k I did 4 lots of 2 kilometers at like the marathon pace, which was just tough today on a treadmill. But it's done. It's only 1 more run to do this week. Okay, just a way to do last run of the week, which I am actually feeling very grateful for because my hips are tight, so definitely going to stretch this evening. But Girly is 6.5k around the whole thing, so we're either going to do 2 or 3 loops just depending on how we feel. Also, I'm just going to round up the vlog there. That last run we did, it was chucking it down with the rain by the end, like flooding. My clothes were stuck to me, everything was see-through. Yeah, but we take the vlog, we got it done. I'll put the data here for the last run that I did. But yeah, that concludes today's vlog, and I will be back next week. More consistent. I'm hopefully looking at someone to actually edit my YouTubes for me, just because I'm a busy gal. Busy gal, we all are. My full-time job is actually run coaching and online coaching and content creation on the side. I'm not a full-time content creator, so I do not really have the time to edit YouTube, but I think it's so important. I want you guys to see as much of this as you can. And I'm also the worst person at asking for help, so I feel like this is my leap to just be like, somebody else maybe do it for me, can bash the vlogs out for you guys. And it saves me time, and it saves me stressing that I'm not bringing in content for you. catch you on the other side, and thanks for tuning in.